Hi everyone. For this video, I thought I would talk about the pen holders that I have, which is a lot. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I love my pen holders, and I love trying out new pens. So yeah. So these are my Microsoft pen holders, and these are the ones that I absolutely love. Honestly, like 80% of the time, I would reach for these guys. They are my workhorses. He sells them for like $40, $50 each, which is very reasonable. They're beautiful, they're well made, and I love them. Actually, I think I have a few more lying around, just I don't know where they are. So these three are actually, you can tell they're pretty well loved. I don't baby my pens, I use them and I abuse them. I mean, if they're well made, they can take the abuse, right? And these can definitely take the abuse. The reason why I like them so much is because their flanges are made very well. Mike is like an expert. He sets them very tight. You see, I can't even move it. It's so well made. And they're wide. That means I can put any nib I like inside, and if it falls out, for example, like this is a G-Lot 303, it's gonna fall out, right? See, it's just gonna, all I need to do is, and this is the same with any other pen holder, to be honest, I just grab a pair of pliers and just clip it, and it works. A lot of pen makers, they'll ask you, okay, what nib are you using? And I'll set the flange for you, which is great, but I don't like that because I use all kinds of nibs. I like having freedom of fitting small, medium, even super large nibs. I have so many of his pen holders, and they are such great workhorses that I actually modify them for my personal use. So for the plainer pen holders, I actually shave the bottom part of the foot, you see. So this is fresh out of the shop. I haven't actually used this one. So you see how it's round, but this one I shaved this part. The reason is when I write, I get low. I don't write high up like this. I don't. I get low. Sometimes if it's round and you get low, it drags the ink around. I write something, and if I go really low, it drags, you see? And that is so annoying. Oh my god. But if I use something like this, I can just go as low as I like. It's cool. You may be wondering why these are shorter. Well, I broke it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It just broke. When I say I don't baby my pens, I really don't. I think one of them, I accidentally broke it. I was putting it in a bag or something and it broke, and I was like, oh, whoops. I think one of these, I purposely broke it. And I like it that way because it's very light. Once you break it, it feels like nothing in your hand. So you can just write like crazy. And you can hold it, even like this. If it's too thick, especially, I hate it when it's too thick. Because it's like holding a, I don't know, it's just in the way, you see. But if it's really short, you can just do this. I don't know, it's just a personal preference thing. Some people might think I'm crazy, but these are my workhorses and this is what it's become. So that's me, man. These are my Brian Smith pen holders. You might know him better as Unique Obliques, and he's a really good friend of mine. We've known each other forever. We were both getting into penmanship. One day he was telling me, hey, I got a garage and I've got some woodworking stuff. What do you think if I make pens? And I was like, yeah, that'll be so cool. So he made a few pens and he sent me some prototypes. So this is an Unique Obliques prototype. It is so funny looking. This is one of his newer ones. So you can see how far he's come. I think he was just experimenting with a few designs, you know, and he sent it to me to see what I felt about the flange. And it's pretty good, you know. He put a pin in here and it's pretty sturdy and kind of wide, like Mike Sells. And you can see I've used it quite a lot. I've even used the end as a ink mixer, you know, but he's come a long way since then, and I'm so proud of him and proud of his success. A few years later, I asked him, hey Brian, just send me a few unfinished pen holders. I want to paint them. And he's like, you want to what? And I was like, yeah, I just want to try it out because I don't know, I just want to paint something cool on the pens. I didn't think it would be successful or anything, but we did a few designs, flowers, and then eventually I did dragons and phoenixes, and they got more and more elaborate, and they were very, very popular. They did very well, and I was very thankful for it. In fact, some of our more elaborate designs was like Van Gogh and Klimt and all kinds, you know. And he asked me, he's like, you know, all these pens you paint, if you want to keep any of them, just keep it, you know, you can have it. And I never did. You know, I must have painted like 70, 80 pens, painted pens, and I never kept any because, I don't know, I like paying bills. I always just send them back and be like, just sell them. But there was one that I did keep, which was this guy. So he always sends them in like batches of 5. So I was like, hey Brian, I'm sending you back 4. And he's like, what? You're keeping one? No way. So this was the one I kept. Out of all the ones that we made, this was the only one I kept. I don't know why, I just, when you can part with something. And on all the pens we paint, I always sign our names on it. So there's Schin and Brian and the date. And I even put glitter and stuff on it. And my favorite word, peace. I just have to keep this one. I don't know why. And you can see I've used it a lot. I don't baby my things. There's even some chips here. And I use it. I actually use it. A lot of people have asked me, they're like, hey, are you and Brian, are you guys gonna paint more pens? And I was like, yeah, we are. Actually, we are in the process of making a few more. We've just been really busy. Maybe you can keep an eye out. We'll have some more up soon. They are metal pens made by the Iron Man Salvador from Mexico. They are the only metal pens I've ever seen, and he makes them really well. You might think it's heavy, but it's not. It's actually quite light. This one, it's so light. It's aluminum and you can hardly feel it. I love it. I don't often use it because it's a personal preference. I don't like it when the flange is too far away from the staff, but this one I used a lot. In addition to pens, he also makes like inkwells, and this is one that he made. It's completely spill proof. It's actually full of ink that he made actually, and I love it. It's so Iron Man, don't you think? This one's one of my favorites. I know they're all my favorites, but this one really is. It's made by Heather and Chris Held. Heather is a master penman as well, and she makes these beautiful... The new ones that she makes are like jelly. It's so glossy and beautiful, but this one's kind of like... She makes all colors. I like this one. I like purples. I love this little detail here. You see all this work that they put into it. She paints pens now too, and they're gorgeous. I just haven't been able to get my hands on one yet. This is my only Christopher Yoke pen. I love this pen. It's so beautiful. In fact, we were talking one day about Mandarin ducks, and he contacted me a few days later. He's like, hey, look in your mailbox. I made you a pen based on a Mandarin duck. And I was like, what? So this arrived, and originally it was like this long, but it broke. I was really proud of it. So I remember bringing it to a show or a meet or something, and when I took it out of my bag, it was broken. So I'm very sad about that. Still, I love this pen. And you can't just glue the part on. You gotta insert like a thing in it and then put it back on or whatever. So it's, especially because it's so thin, if you just glue it on, it'll just come off. So I don't know how to fix it. This is a pen made by Dao Huang from Vietnam, and he's a good friend of mine. He's an amazing penman too, and he makes beautiful pens. So this is one I bought a few years ago. He actually wrote my name on this. This is my Chinese last name. It says Long Dragon, and it's so cool because it's the only pen I have that has my name on it, except, you know, the Brian Smith pen I painted. And I'm kind of pissed because I love this pen, but very soon after I bought this pen, he started making these gorgeous pens with like mother of pearl inlays and beautiful designs on it. So I really wish I had spent the money on those instead. So I kind of jumped the gun on that. Oh well. This one's really cool, super long. It's made by Salman Katak, and I think he actually hand carved this. I'm not sure. But anyway, I saw him make this. This is actually a replica of a vintage Kelchner pen. So he made it for somebody, and I was like, oh, you gotta make one for me. And he's like, okay, I'll put you on the list. And a few months later, he's like, all right, it's your turn. What do you want? And I'm like, just like the one you made for that other guy. So he made me this, and it's, let's see, it's 12 inches. It's gorgeous. I don't use it though. You see, it's completely brand new. How could I use it? It's, you know, it's like, whoa. Tell you what, I'm gonna write his name on it. It's the first time I'll use it. Now these are really cool. It's made by Roger Mayeda, and he is so innovative. It looks pretty utilitarian, but the flange comes out. So the idea is you put your nib in it, and you can arrange it or angle it however you like. If you like it like this, or if you like it like this. Or... Now this is the coolest pen ever, okay? You can see it's kind of tilted upwards. If you're a flourisher, you must be like... mind blown, because it's tilted upwards so that when you flourish, it's held up at an angle for you. So basically, if you're using, let's say, a regular pen holder, which is straight, and you hold it at this angle, it's easy to kind of like scratch because it's, you know, you gotta hold it this way. But if you're holding it this way at your normal angle, including this extra tilted angle, is like extra tilted for you, so you do not splatter, or at least you dramatically decrease your chances of splattering. I love this, and I use this for flourishing all the time. This one's really cool. It's one of my most treasured ones. It's made by Bill Lilly, who is the master penman. Isn't it pretty? It looks like a genie bottle. I bought this from him many years ago. In fact, this is like one of my very first pen holders. I don't use it a lot. I only have one of these, and I don't want to like ruin it or break it or like dirty it too much. It held up very well. It's very well made. The other problem I have is the foot is very wide, and as you can imagine, I can't get very low with it. It's just my style of writing that doesn't work with it, but if you were doing engrossing, it's actually perfect for it. I don't know why, maybe because Bill Lilly is an engrosser himself, so he put his juju in it, and it's like extra good for engrossing. Alright, so those were individual pen makers. These are store-bought pen holders. I mean, they are still made by like individuals, but these are the ones that you can get from like Paper Ink Arts or John Neal booksellers. I still use them. I really like them. I think this is a peerless pen holder. In fact, this might be my very first pen holder, I think, or maybe this guy is. Well, these two are like one of my very first pen holders. This is a peerless. I think it's like $15, and this is a Century Oblique. It's $20-ish. Yeah, I use the back as ink stirrers. They have served me so well. If you are a beginner and you're looking to buy your first pen holder for a decent price, then I thoroughly recommend these two. This is a carrot oblique holder. So-called carrot because it's supposed to help with like arthritis. I don't have arthritis, but I use it sometimes. And this is a Blackwell, I think. It's interesting. So you know how all the other flanges, they're just like slits. You just put your... This guy is actually held by a screw this way. So you just put your nib like this and the screw holds it in place. Can you see it? It's very interesting and it's actually quite sturdy. This looks really cool because when it was new, this part's completely gold. If you use like a titanium zebra G, which is a gold nib, you put this in here with the gold flange and the gold thing. It looks really cool. I also use this for ink stirring. And this is of course the basic speedball pen holder. Alright, now I'm gonna talk about my vintage pen holders. I've been collecting vintage pen holders for about 5 years. I just absolutely love them. In fact, I like them way more than modern pen holders because I just feel their shape and their history and the patina in the wood, and you know, I'm a nerd about this kind of thing, so these mean so much to me and I absolutely love every single one I have. If my house was burning down, I'd grab these. They're made by different people and they're pretty well sought after. This is actually my very first vintage pen holder. It's a Zanarian fine writer. You can still find this on eBay sometimes. I think it's the most common of all pen holders. And look how pretty the tail is. It's so thin, isn't it? It's so beautiful and the shape is so elegant. Now if you think I baby these guys, I don't. Even my vintage pen holders I abuse, so well, not as much as the others, but I still use them very much. I mean, that's what they're meant for. You're supposed to use these guys, and I think their makers would want me to use them, right? This is a Tamblyn. It's very rare. It's made by an amazing penman himself, Tamblyn. And look, it's so cool, and I use this a lot. I just love it. It's the coolest thing ever. It's so cute too. I don't often see pens short tails like this. In fact, most of them are really long. Like this guy is super long. I don't know who made this. The wood is so beautiful. It's so dark and gorgeous now. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I don't use this very often because it's, you know, I don't want to break it. This is actually a Magnuson. So a creme de la creme of all vintage pen holders is made by a man called Charles Magnuson, and you can see his signature at the foot of each of the pens he makes. Usually, sometimes they're not there, but sometimes they are. If you're a connoisseur, you can usually see the shape. This shape, isn't it so beautiful? I always wish there is a modern pen maker who can replicate this shape. I mean, a lot of them come pretty close. They're not the same. They do not get rat tails as thin as this. It's this shape that I completely fell in love with, and this tiny little ivory finial at the top. Is this weird that I'm gushing over pens like this? I feel like it's weird. This is another Magnuson, I think. I'm not sure so much, but I like this guy because there's a cute little notch right here. Don't you think that's cute? It's like a little personality to this guy. This is another Magnuson for sure, because there used to be writing in here, but now it's full of ink. I can't read it anymore. I don't use it anymore because there is a nib stuck. My fault. And I don't really want to force it out, you know, so I just leave it now. Also, it's broken, but you know, I feel like this is a soldier that has worked so hard and deserves a rest. I love these guys so much. I don't think this is a Magnuson. This one's just, I don't know, it's just fun, but it's vintage too. It's got a cute little rainbow and a big finial. I don't think it's Magnuson. It's not refined enough, I think. Keller, and it's really pretty. It was new when I bought it, like never used, and of course I gotta use it. So now it's used. I mean, don't worry. I mean, I know you're thinking like, oh my god, how could you? I mean, I could clean it. I could. If I need to sell it, I'll clean it. It'll look new again. Also very beautiful, but again, not as thin as these other guys. Do you see it? Am I crazy? This was given to me by Brian Smith. It's actually unfinished, so you see the woods untreated. He just finished carving it. You see, you can still see some notches. Yo, Schin, you should just finish it and polish it and lacquer it. And I'm like, no. I like it this way, but I'm never gonna use it because it's unfinished wood. So if I dip it in ink, it's gonna turn black, right? So this is just for display now. This is my latest pen, vintage pen find. I don't know what it is. I'm sure somebody out there knows, but I don't. It's probably from some school. So it's cool because the flange moves, and there is this little stopper, I guess, to stop it from going too far. And I haven't actually used it. It's actually written on here. And some of the vintage pen holders, if you look real close, you can see some words stamped on it. Like usually it's the patent year or the patent word or whatever. This one has the word PAT August 18 something. It's cut off. So I guess the patent's filed in August 18 something. So this one has the words patent 1869 or 1889, but I think it's a 6. So I don't know, it's not super important to me. Yeah, I just got it and I guess I'll use it. So these came from one guy. One guy made all of these. In fact, there's more. It's sitting on a shelf behind me. It's actually all straight holders. So he made all these oblique and straight holders. I don't remember his name. I think it's Charles Watson or something. I don't think he's a penman or anything. He's just, I think, some guy who likes to make pen holders. Together with the pen holders, it came with a bunch of cards, small cards about this size. I can find it. It's probably in the studio somewhere. And it's written in calligraphy, not amazing calligraphy, but good-ish calligraphy, of the kinds of woods used to make these pens. So the seller and I, we think that this guy, he made these pens out of different woods, and he wrote down the name of the wood on the cards. And I always thought it would be so cool if I could match, you know, the wood to the pen holder and kind of display it. Yeah, don't you think? Unfortunately, I don't know anything about woods, so that's gonna be quite a project. But I have those cards, and I have all of these. I hope it's a complete set. And I don't use this. I would like to because they're pretty well made. Unfortunately, the problem is, you see, they're all made the same way. They have this notch here, and they all move. I don't know if this is deliberate, but I can't write with something that moves. So when I write, I press really hard, and if it moves, I lose control. So I have a bit of a dilemma. If I really want to use these, I could just set it with glue right here so that it's set, it's fixed, you know, forever. Or if I should just leave it as is. Part of me wants to set it. Part of me wants to like just leave it because I got so many other pen holders anyway. But so I don't know. So yeah, this is one of the more interesting finds I've had. If you have more information about this guy, I'd love to contact you. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't rob me. And I like to mention that, you know, at the end of the day, all the pens that I have, they have pros and cons. You know, some of them I use a lot, some of them I don't use, some of them I'm very familiar with, some of them I just buy for display. So it's just whatever works for you. I don't recommend buying the most expensive pen thinking it's gonna help you write better. Just make sure it holds the nib well. You like how it holds, you like how it feels in your hand, and that's all it needs to be. Okay? I hope this has been helpful, and thanks for watching. Bye!